Wednesday. I'm busy on Friday, so since Game and Talk usually does its whole Wednesday thing, and the pod will be back next week, normal time with more people, I figured I'd stream tonight. So please let me know before we start if the audio is okay. Dude, this music is such a bop. But yeah, please let me know if the audio is okay, if you can hear me, and if everyone can hear me, if everything's good. I don't know. While we're figuring that out, I'm going to share on socials that I am streaming. And yeah, we're going to play some Game Boy. I don't know about you guys, but I am a huge Yu-Gi-Oh! Like in the Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced era, like fan. I used to play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't anymore, unfortunately. I was going to duel my friend Ryan, Mystic Ryan, at too many games, but we ended up not getting the chance to because people kept on doing their thing. But anyways, hi guys, hi Roger, hi Mike, hi Wizball, hi Majora, hi Spyro. Good to see you guys. We are here to Yu-Gi-Oh! And chill today. It's gonna be fun. Hold on one second. I am very bad at multitasking, but I'm going to share this with the team to share blah, blah, blah. Did Twitter delete my thing? I really love technology and how glitchy Twitter can be. There we go. Got it. And then I'm going to share in our group chat. Retweet. And then I want to share it on my Instagram. I don't know if you guys have Instagram, but if you do, I post a lot of memes on there. I am Kosher Gamer. But anyways, hold on, I need to link this YouTube channel to that. So 1 second. Do. Let's see. Okay, that sucked. Okay, hold on one more time. Link. Yu-Gi-Oh! And chill stream. Okay. Oh, I put it in the wrong spot. Thank you guys so much for being patient. I am very, very bad at multitasking. You know, you'd think I would set this up earlier, but you know. Oh, that's the link to the thing. Hold on. Dude, I'm so good at this. Hi, guys. Okay, my audio's kind of low. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Good to know. I appreciate you guys. Happy Wednesday. We're in the middle of the week. We are almost done. I am very excited for the weekend. Today, since we are playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Wearing my Yu-Gi-Oh! Shirt. Whoa! It's old and most likely meant for children. And I was really excited to wear it. So I was like, this stream is probably the best place. Okay, cool. Now we have my full attention. Okay, so I am moving the mic closer. Am I loud enough or am I too loud? Am I good? Let me know, guys. Let's see. Yeah, Medallion, it is a rare Wednesday stream. So normally I stream on Fridays, but the thing is though, is that this week I'm busy on Friday. So I was like, well, since we're, you know, we do every other Wednesday for the pod, why not stream today and have some Wednesday traditions, you know? Bradley, you said you see all the Game Boy games? They just added NSO? No, I didn't. What's there? Let's look them up, guys, together, and then play some Yu-Gi-Oh! Let me know if everything's okay. Everything's just been... I feel like my camera is very... Hold on one second, guys. I'm gonna make this smaller. We're just, like, figuring out all this stuff together. Yep, that's good. Okay, cool. I am more than loud. Okay, so maybe one down. How about this? Is this better? Hi, Pickle Rick. Hi, Roger. Good to see you guys. Hi, Lucas. Hi, Andrew. Happy stream. Here, let's move this up there. Yay. Things. Cool. Hey, Medallion, good to see you. Okay, so let's look up right now the, what's it called? The Game Boy games that were released. I didn't realize that there was more games that were released on NSO. Let's see. Did they announce it on Twitter? I've been so busy with work today, so I haven't been checking out anything. Oh, there's 2 classics released. Okay, Klonoa Games and Mr. Driller. That's cool. Yeah, Griffin, I've been super busy. Boo. But it's okay. Okay, my audio is low. Okay. Is that good? Is the game audio okay? Okay, so we're gonna play Yugioh. Yugioh, the Eternal Duelist Soul. I always abbreviated this game, and I didn't realize that Soul was at the end of it. Fun fact. Okay, which deck should we do? I haven't played this game in a really long time. Fun fact. I used to have it for the Game Boy Color. I reacquired a physical version for it, but my original one that I owned, I had in college, and I used to live with all these girls. This is before I moved into my sorority house. And basically what happened was I used to keep my Game Boy SP in the couch. So I'd get home from school, and then I would sit on the couch, and then I'd reach in the couch and pull out my SP and then chill and listen to TV. And it was a really, really cool time. But anyways, my roommates used to throw parties, and unfortunately, I guess during one of their parties, someone stole my Game Boy SP. And the thing is though, is that my roommates at the time, didn't particularly like me that much. Some of them did, some of them definitely did not. I was at war with some people. So yeah, when it got stolen, there was no sympathy about it, and no one replaced my SP. And it was very unfortunate. I missed that SP. It was a good time. And my Yu-Gi-Oh game was in there, so life is hard. But prior to the theft, what's it called? I used to play this game so much. Honestly, more than I did actively the card game. I used to have a bunch of friends that we'd meet up and play the card game together. And it was really, really fun. I know, Sergi, dorm's real rule, huh? Okay, let's see. Okay, so we got Celtic Guardian. We have Regeki, which is a great card. Hard Armor, I don't remember this one. Okay. Shit Defense, Shit Attack too. Great. Yeah, it was full backlit screen. Which is lame, but it's okay. It's okay. It was the Indigo one. And I've always meant to rebuy it, but now SPs are so expensive. More than I would want to pay for one, you know what I mean? So it's a bummer, but it's okay. Let's see, Temple of Skulls, Mystery Zombie. Oh man, the early decks are annoying. Okay, so I realize for my settings for this controller, I'm gonna switch it around because I keep on hitting B thinking it's A. So wait, hold on one sec. Tools, settings. Okay. Okay, that should be good. Perfect. Okay, and then I have the draw. Mirror Force, very nice, very nice. Medallion, what am I going to draw today? You know, I don't know. If you have a favorite Yu-Gi-Oh character, I'll draw it. but it'll be significantly worse than every other drawing I've ever done because Yu-Gi-Oh is really hard to draw and everything is intricate. So it's going to be a really nerfed version of that. Not that any of my drawings were really crazy, but you know what I mean. Okay, we're going to summon this guy. My little grumpy dragon guy. And then we're going to put Mirror Force on there. And then I will end my turn. Wait, I can't attack. Oh, he's a defensive monster. Let's complete turn. Because I feel like she's going to have Mystical Elf. Because like that's like her main defensive monster. I think, if I'm remembering correctly. And if I, you know, it's been a good over 10 years. Oh, she's sacrificing. Shit. But I have Mirror Force, right? So that's gonna... I'm going to get the option. Yeah, okay, cool. Later, nerd. Let's see, you have no favorite Yu-Gi-Oh character. That's okay. So for me, I really liked Pegasus. I thought he was really dramatic and fun to watch on the show. And his wife was named Cecilia, which isn't exactly my name, but it was close enough. So I was like, Celia spotted. Okay, let's see. 1200 versus 1400. So we're going to summon this guy. And then we're going to attack. I have no idea if anyone's going to watch the stream. I'm going to assume not because it's Yu-Gi-Oh! And less exciting for everyone. But it's okay. I wanted to play this game. Let's see. Maximilian. Yeah, he was so cool. Yeah, other characters that I think are pretty cool are Joey. Okay, so I fondly like Joey in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged series. So I remember his character. Oh fuck! No! Oh my god! I almost surrendered. That would have been so cool. We didn't do it. We're fine. We're fine, guys. Yeah, no, I really like Joey, but in particular the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged one. In addition to that, I really like Merrick. Merrick was cool. Oh, he's changing apart. Are you going to sacrifice my monster? Because that's very rude. I'm going to Regeki her ass. So rude. Medallion, yeah, a lot of people do mistype my name as Cecilia, but like, you know, it happens. I'm not pissed. Unfortunately, you know, Cecilia is more of a popular name than just plain old Celia. So, you know, it happens, you know? But that's okay. I don't really mind. Okay, so summon Skull. I'm going to need 2 monsters that I don't have right now. Wait, can I just summon 1? Yeah. Yes. Sweet. Hi Sinclair, it's good to see you. Is the audio good? Wait, you hardly hear the game audio. The game audio is like on repeat. Is that better? It's always hard to tell. How is it now? Okay, so I'm gonna murder machine next turn. Okay, enter battle phase. Is this the early days collection? No, it's not, or it could be. If that's how you can access it, that's definitely what it is, guys. Oh, you can hear the music now? Okay, cool. Yeah, as long as you can hear me over it and I'm not just having the audio all wacky. I feel like every single time, you know, it's just a crapshoot to see like what exactly is best for the audio on this one. Let's see, you like Yugioh? You just bought the Switch collection last week. That's cool. I know there's a couple games on there that, what's it called? That they didn't release in America. Is that true, or am I misremembering? Man, I love how many cool monsters I have right now. Yeah, no, it does depend the game. The V, you summon a pot of greed to grab 3 additional E's. I appreciate that, Post-Funk. Okay. No offense, but I remind you pictures of your great-grandmother. Okay, Roger. I'm gonna need more lore about that. Like, was your great-grandmother really cool? Is she Czechoslovakian? Because that's what I am. I don't know how to feel about that, but I bet she's real cool. I bet that's a compliment. Thank you. Let's see. Hi, Donut. It's so good to see you. How are you? What is up? Yes, work days. I did start Bonanza. I would say I'm like midway through of the game. I just haven't been able to get my capture card working. So because of that, you know, it's just kind of a pain. Oh, work days. No, I am definitely graying. I started graying when I was in my 20s, but I appreciate that. Mac Mega, what is the channel? Okay, first off, thank you for being a certified gamer for 17 months. That is absolutely incredible. Mac says, when is the channel rebrand from Game and Talk to Cozy Vibes and Celia V? Oh my god, Mac, absolutely not. Let's not joke that. Let's not joke that. I like having my colleague co-podcaster guys. So we are going to have more regular episodes starting next week. We've already been planning it out in our group chat. Josie it's just been a lot because like Josie has been working, which is fantastic, and I think that's really, really cool. I'm so proud of her. And then Sean's been dealing with family stuff, and Nate's been at the grocery store getting a gallon of milk, and he should be back soon. I don't know. We're a little concerned, but you know, it'd be really cool. So like, you know, I've been just kind of hanging out and doing streams and keeping this channel active. Cause you know, we don't want things to like, you know, fall behind. So I've been kind of doing my best to do that. And I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I know we're all here for podcast and gaming, and so it's just this, but I appreciate you guys. But thanks. And no, it is not a hostile takeover. There's nothing hostile about me. Yeah, dude, Nate's been going to get a gallon of milk for a really long time. Okay, I have a completely unrelated note to streaming and gaming and all of that. But my friend printed me out all of these like stickers, and it's like the same fucking stickers, okay? I don't know why he did this besides to burden me with things. And I don't know what to do with this. Hi Ryan, it's good to see you. Ryan, look at my Yu-Gi-Oh shirt. Look how fucking cool it is. Anyways, so yeah, I have all these fucking stickers and I don't know what to do with them. What should I stick them on? Because like I feel, okay, so it'd be different if the stickers were like completely different things, but like it's just all the same, like pages and pages of this. So what do I do? What are your thoughts? Let me know. Fenta, you'll be telling yourself Nate is coming back for the next 20 years. No, he'll be back eventually, guys. Okay? Okay. We'll see. Let's see. Donut, you're sleepy. You don't have your morning job till next week. Yay! Get to sleep in. And your sister stopped by with a niece and she gets excited to see the cat. That's awesome. Niece time is really fun. Let's see. Roger, no, your great-grandmother died in 1997. Well, bless her heart. And I think that's beautiful. And she went to great believing the South was gonna rise. Oh, wow. Okay, Roger, I hope, there's a lot of things that do not align me with that, but, I don't know how to respond to that. Let's see. Michael, hi Michael, good to see you. Quick story time. When I was a young kid, I wanted to rent the PS1 Yu-Gi-Oh game, but every single time you go to Hollywood Video wouldn't be there, so you just hide the game case. Were you successful? Months later, you rented it and it didn't work on your PS1 because it was a chip PS1. No, that's so lame. I'm sorry. We could play it. Michael's my friend, by the way, guys, in like real life. We could play it in real life if you ever actually want to play the game. I'll go second. Let's see, you remember playing Yu-Gi-Oh! IRL in middle school because friends played it. Dude, we used to play, I remember it came out on TV when I was in the 4th grade. And I remember my friends and I, you know, because we were children, were like, fuck reading. And so we were like, let's just play by the TV rules, which, like, you know, we're just making shit up. So I would get into like the craziest of arguments with my my friends on rules that we were both making up. Okay, so Hercules Beetle is 5 stars. Okay, so I can't play that. That's also 5 stars, so I can't. Well, this sucks. This is a shit hand. Okay, we're gonna summon this guy. And then we're gonna trap hole. And then we're gonna... That's gonna be Man-Eater Bug, isn't it? God damn it. Oh well, it's fine. Hi Kami, good to see you. Let's see, work days. You once hit a gaming magazine because you wanted to read it in store and there's only 1 copy. What magazine was it? Do you remember? Griffin, 1 goes on Schmutz. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, so I have a problem. Like when I go to, besides the sticker problem, but like in general, like when I go to conventions and they're like handing out stickers, like I'll take like a bunch of sheets because they keep on handing it to you. What do you say no? You just take them. So I was like thinking that like when I do super chats, like one of these days I'm gonna figure out like shipping costs and stuff, and like maybe if I send people the really shitty drawings I do, their consolation prize could be a random sticker. Do you guys think that's a cool idea? But it would have to be like over a certain threshold because, you know, stupid, stinky mailing things costs money. But I don't know. I was playing with that idea, but because then it'd be like a cool way to use the stickers. I'm gonna begrudgingly attack that trap card like an idiot, and it's gonna be Man-Eater Bug. Okay, whatever. What if I don't attack it? Let's not attack it. Can Man-Eater Bug just flip over a card and then kill you? If so, I'm going to be very mad. Not yet. Now I trap hole. Yes. Loser, your card is going down. Medallion, oh, the Bomb plush. Yeah, so fun fact, I got that plush years ago. And like, I was always like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, I'll give it to someone eventually. And then like, you know, it just made sense to gift that to Sean. But I remember at SoCal Gaming, like Retro Gaming Expo, it's owned by Pixel Game Squad now, that convention. Eon Cables, Justin, the owner of the company, was exhibiting there, and they did this whole thing with the convention center that they hid a bunch of like Eon boxes like all over the convention, and if you found one and you brought it back to their booth, they would give you a free plush. And I wanted a plush, and I like walked up to Justin, who I didn't realize at the time like owned the fucking company, and was like, hey, I've been looking around. Can you help me find one of the boxes so I can have a plush? And he was like, sure. I was like, why not? And so he like ran around the convention center with me to find the plushes. And it was just so funny because I didn't realize that he owned the thing. Like, I just thought he was working there, and I was like, hey, you want to be friends? Let's do this together. And I don't know, that's just so, it's a me thing to do. Mirror Force only kills one guy, right? Fuck. No! Boo! Okay, well that's cool. That was cool at least. Guys, we are gonna have a very bad time. Let's see, workdays. How do I mentally handle rotating between games? I think it's kind of like one of those things where like a lot of the games that I'm rotating through are games that I obsessively played when I was younger. So it's kind of one of those things where it's routine to play stuff and then, oh my God, they're murdering the shit out of me. It's kind of like routine to play things and it's like A-okay and like I don't need to continue because I know what happens at the end. And then, you know, if I pick up on it, it's like I've played the game already so I know where I'm at. So I think that's kind of how I do it. If this was like a Metroidvania or anything that I would have to like focus on and like use thinking skills, I think I would probably have a harder time. But you know, that's one of those things. You like my stream to get lore? Dude, I have so much lore. Ah, fuck, I shouldn't have done that guy. Whatever. It's okay. Why did I do that? Okay, we're just gonna surrender and then redo because this is a bad time. Oopsies. I lose. Let's see, it was a Nintendo magazine and grocery stores. That's really cool. Hi Neo fam, good to see you. Okay, we're gonna have a rematch with this jerk. Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to go first. Oh, well. Am I winning yet? No. No, I'm not. I just restarted my duel with Joey. Okay, so how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! So if you see right there, we both have 8,000 life points. The point of the game is to get your opponent to go to 0. I just drew a bunch of my cards. And you know, it's like attack points. If they're higher, then that's how you know, kill the guy. And you can use trap and magic cards to blah blah blah. Okay, so we have Harpy Lady. I do not have a good deck because I just started this game, and that is a-okay. We're gonna start things through. We're gonna win. Yeah, I should have summoned Pot of Greed if I had it. This gets rid of magic cards, so I'm gonna set that down. And then, not that guy. We are gonna do Celtic, disgruntled Celtic guy. Okay, let's see, do I ever play Master Duel? Dongle? No, I don't. Okay, so more lore, I guess, of my life. Wait, was this a quick play monster? I was not paying attention. Let's see, the opponent said a monster. No. Okay. So I have this problem where I take way too many photos on my phone, and so my phone's storage is very low consistently. And I keep on saying, like, one of these days I should, I don't know, what's it called? No, actually, there we go. I should, you know, I don't know, delete things, but like that's not gonna happen. So because that's not gonna happen, I'm just gonna have a very bad time. Let's see. Have I played Inscription? I've met the people that have made Inscription. It's been on my list. I heard that it gets very demonic, but no, personally, I have not played it. Dude, it is 10 gigs of cat pics. Okay, if you look at, let's see, if you look at my gallery, okay, I have 17,450 photos. that I've like taken. And so I think I'm just kind of a digital hoarder. Not in real life. Well, maybe a little bit in real life, but like definitely digitally. It's kind of a problem. Okay, so workdays. I do not max out my storage on my Switch for that, but I do accidentally take screenshots all the time and then complain that I did and then proceed to never delete them. Let's see, buy one of those external SSDs and back up all your stuff. I've been thinking about that actually, because I am really worried that I'm gonna lose some photos and then, you know, then I just don't have them anymore. And I don't know, because like there's like a lot of photos of like me and my mom on there, and you know, it's, I don't want to get rid of them, so. Let's see, Master Duel is complicated for newbies. Let's see, Amazon Prime, no! Okay, let's see, Amazon Prime gives you free Amazon's photo storage. That's really cool. I actually don't have Amazon Prime. I tend not to buy things off the internet. Like I'm such a boomer. I'm very like, no, if I'm gonna get something, then I'm gonna play, like I'm gonna go in a store and like talk to a real person. I'm kind of like one of those people. So it is wait, can I Monster Reborn a monster and then sacrifice it? Let's find out. Oh no, it was on Prime now. I was figuring things out. I'm really bad at multitasking. Why did I do this? Can I go back? Whatever, it's fine. Man, there's no strategy here. A. Peterson, you're playing Eternal Duelist Soul. Yeah, dude, this game is so good. Time for us to murder things. Can I? Oh, I can! Yay! Yay, guys! Yeah, the B is for boomer. Dude, I am such an angry old man. Like, I don't like I like real person connections, so I don't like ordering online. I get really annoyed when I go into Amazon Freshes and there's like no one working there. And like my whole thing is like, I love having like random conversations with strangers and like, you know, just existing in this plane, you know? And it's such a bummer to not have that. Let's see, no Amazon Prime, Celia being the 0.01%. Does everyone have Amazon Prime? Am I special? That was me trying to flick my hair, but that did not work. No, like every time I go into a Whole Foods, I think like, oh, maybe I should go get it. You know, I should join Amazon Prime because their lunch special makes it cheaper. And I think that's a good deal because I really like their salmon. But that's just a tangent / side mission. I just think about it. I don't know. I like people connections. I like going, ooh, what is Snatch Steal? But yeah, I like making friends. I like going into like Trader Joe's and talking to people. Take control of one opponent's base up monster. Your opponent gain, oh, gross. What about conversations with the Amazon? No, they run away though. Just kidding. I'm not gonna like stand by my door and wait for the Amazon delivery person to deliver, you know? But yeah, other reasons that I'm a boomer, I like Facebook. Like I really like Facebook. I like Facebook groups. I'm in a bunch of groups in my area. Darn, I should have not been cautious with this. Oh well. Let's see, your dad stopped paying for Amazon Prime a few years ago. Yeah, dude, it's expensive just to have the service, and I don't find value in it, considering that I do shop in person all the time. It's just kind of, you know, it's like one of the things, you know? Let's see, you get about buying physical in person. Yeah, it's a shame that GameStop has turned into mostly shitty nerd media. Dude, it fucking has. I literally, whenever I go into a GameStop, I remember like, you know, it being primarily games, and now it's kind of like a Funko Pop store. And like, no offense to Funko Pops, but sometimes when I look at those places, I'm just kind of like, wow, this is like entirely just a landfill like store. You know what I mean? Like eventually this is just all gonna be in the trash. And I know you can think about that for a lot of things, but I feel it so strongly with like those type of collectible items that are just mass plastic. Maybe I'm getting a little too environmental for everyone, but you know, just things I think about. Prime's no brainer. You stream shipping for $50 a year. No, that totally makes sense. But like, I don't know. I don't use it. And like when I did have it, I didn't use it. So, you know. And if I want, like, you know, or what I used to do is if I needed something from Prime, I just have like my friend use it, you know, like use theirs. But I guess we can't really do that anymore. Has anyone found the Nintendo Switch 2 dock, the official won't harm? I have no idea, J Cannon. I remember when I worked in the Hyperkin days, back in the video game hardware existence that I had, the whole controversy had to do with the, I think it was like the power like supply thing of it, and it caused it to power surge and then dock the Switch. I'm not sure about. I think things have gotten better. I think, but I'm not trying that. That shit's expensive. It's okay. I'll play my dock wherever it is, or I'll just move it if I want to play it. You know. Let's see. If only there was an amiibo store. That would be really cool. But also, like, I feel like that too would just be a lot. Especially how like amiibos are, you know, they're going up in price now. I feel like people aren't going to buy them as much as they used to, like spreading the wall, you know, full of amiibo. So I don't know though. Maybe a ton of people will buy them in the future and I'll be wrong, but we'll see. And I won. In your face, Joey Wheeler. Nintendo's so weird with those docks, so I held off buying one. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't trust. Neo fans, wait. Does that count as it having it, Celia? I'm using my family's Prime. I don't know, maybe. It's up to you if you consider that you have it. Because, like, for me, like, I'll use it, but it's very rare. Like, a long time ago, my friend and I were entering this, this contest. Let's call it that. And, yeah, I needed a costume for it. And it was like a costume contest thing. And I was like, oh shit, I need to have this by like this week. And so I used her Prime to order things. But besides that, you know, say lovey. You can grab a free month once a year. Perfect for Black Friday. Lit. I didn't realize that. I know this holiday season, I'm going to have Poor Christmas, which is similar to regular Christmas, but it's poor. So I won't need it this year. More of like everyone on my loved ones, we agreed no gifts. So. Which I think is great. Because, like, you know, I don't need any more stuff. I got this water bottle recently, though. It was $4. It says, "You're doing great." I'm a big water bottle person. And the thing is, though, is that, like, every so often, like, I'll lose or I'll drop and, like, the water bottle will crack. So I'll have to get a new one. And so this is my current one, and I hope that there's a long longevity toward this water bottle. Let's see, how many contests did I enter in this week? Actually 0, but there is one that I saw, but the deadline to enter is October 27th. And for that contest, I'm gonna have to do, put actually a lot of effort into it. So that's the current one that I'm looking at. Ooh. Okay, so basically right now I am card farming, so I'm just gonna be killing Taya a bunch. Yeah, no contests right now. I've just been really, really busy. So I just haven't been looking into them. But it kind of also depends on like how my algorithm shows me it, and you know, if it's something that makes sense to me, you know, to actually enter. Because like, though I love entering contests, if I'm not going to use the thing that I'm entering for, there is no point of me doing that, because then I'm just hoarding crap, you know, and I'm like, I don't really want to do that. So, you know, it's just something for me to be, you know, acknowledge and not load up my house full of free shit. To be honest, like, I've been giving stuff away. Like, I'm in a no-buy free group. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but like on Facebook, I'm a boomer, I love Facebook. There's like Project No Buy, and it's kind of like one of those like zero waste, you know, like community things where you can avoid buying stuff if you can, if someone's giving it away, if they're gonna throw it away or whatever. And yeah, so I've been giving away stuff in the group, and it's been cool. I'm currently giving away this gamer chair. It was my Iron Man gamer chair that I had bought years ago, and it's still cool and it's still great. I switched for like an actual office chair because my work bought one, like the office, a bunch of office chairs, and like it's really comfortable. And I feel like when I would sit in the gamer chair, it would hurt my back a lot. And I am way too old for that shit. So I was like, it's time to be moderately responsible and, yeah, be moderately responsible. Okay, my CRT. Yeah, I do have a CRT. I also acquired a VHS player, so I'm gonna be watching a bunch of my family videos soon. Probably when my sister, like next time she comes down to visit, which we don't have plans of it, so eventually. But I think it'd be a really fun activity to look at like a bunch of like family videos and stuff. So that's why I got it, yeah. Well, Donut, do you want a perfectly good gamer chair that's going to hurt your back? Let's see, so they don't say that I'm the same age as you. Yeah, no, we are young, we are youthful. 30s is young, guys. Just don't hang out with like 20-year-olds, because then you realize your age, that you are not in your 20s anymore. Because it's really funny, because like, this is actually a story about Josie. Okay, so when I was hanging out with Josie, Josie's really cool, and like, she's like, you know, she can rally because she's in her 20s. And I can't do that anymore, and I try to keep up, and I'm very bad at it. That happened at too many games. I was just tired and hungover. It was funny though, because it's like in my head, I was like, yeah, I can play Yugioh Kart, and then I was like, I don't think I can play Yugioh Kart well. I know it isn't the truth, but 30s is still young though. Yeah, Josie is super fit, but she's also, you know, 22. And so you can handle, dude, when I was in my 20s, and like in the sorority life me, which is a very different person to now. Yeah, I used to be able to put it back, and like now and rally and go, you know, multiple days in a row. And yeah, I can't do that anymore. My old man bones hurt. I should digitally back those up while they're still watchable. Peterson, I completely agree with you. Actually, in my in one of my Facebook groups, someone was advertising a business that this person got, like this guy does to like digitize things. So I think I'm gonna do that, because like there's a lot of memories of like stupid home videos that my older sister and I used to film. Yeah, dude, my sister and I used to like, because we had my parents had a camcorder thing and like a bunch of tapes, and yeah, we would just like film a bunch of different videos and like try to make our, you know, movies as kids do. And it was really, really funny and dramatic and silly. So I want to rewatch that, you know? Like, where did those days go? As for context, I have an older sister. Her name is Sarah. She's real cool. And she's 3 years older than me. Do they call rushing rallying in 2025? I don't think so. Like, to my knowledge, it's still called rush. But also, like, I've been an alumni of, like, a sorority for, you know, 11 years now. Wow. Yeah, I went an alumni, like, 11 years. Wild. But yeah, so it's been a bit, so things could change. But, like, I do watch those, like, videos on TikTok of, like, these kids that are, like, doing all of these crazy things, like the dances and, like, just, it was super intense now. I don't know if you guys are on the same TikTok algorithm as I am, but, like, I, like, think about it and I'm like, I don't think if I rushed my house, like, modernly now, I would get in. I don't think I'm, you know, it's different. Any good hazing stories? No, my house did not haze. Boo. No, actually, it's a very good thing that hazing doesn't exist. But we were pretty boring. But I did have a lot of fun, though. There's a lot of things that I look back on, and it was a really good time. I lived in the sorority house. My sorority had 100 at our peak rush period. We had 100 and, like, I think 20 girls. And I lived in the house, and not everyone lived in the house, obviously, but, like, people would like come in and out a bunch of times, and, you know, it was really, really fun. It was a really, really social time in my life, and a lot of the people that I'm still friends with today, like when I throw parties or whatever, a lot of them I knew from the Greek system in college. But also, like, to keep in mind is that, like, the fraternity I hung out with was, like, the nerdy fraternity. Like, they were playing Nintendo 64 and, like, Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon and things. So that's why I found my people there. I really feel like if they weren't like that, I wouldn't have joined, you know? Like, in my sorority room, I acquired from Anime Expo all these prints of llamas back when, you know, like, llamas were, like, a big deal in, like, the 2010s, early 2010s. And I, like, wallpapered my wall with them, and I thought it was really funny. And, like, my sorority paddle had Pokemon cards on it. My little cut them up and put them on there. In retrospect, that was not cool because those were worth a lot of money. I don't know why she did that. She could have just printed them out. But anyways, my sorority paddle had that, and then my other littles made me other nerdy themed paddles. So it was really cool. It was a good time. Surprised to see I was in a sorority. You don't seem evil. Okay, dude. Okay, so something to keep in mind, though, is that, like, my college, people are more normal, to be honest. If you look at, like, the South, they would have not fucking liked me, like, at all. Because, like, I brought all my video games, and, like, I watched a lot of anime, and, like, everyone was really, really cool with me. Like, I had, like, I don't know, I was just a nerd, and, like, a lot of my friends in the sorority were nerds, and we would watch Pokemon, and we'd go to, like, WonderCon and Comic-Con together and all that stuff. So, very different experience than what you see in pop culture. And if it was like that, like it is on a lot of other campuses, I don't think they would have accepted me. I am way too weird. I remember I went to Goodwill, because there was a Goodwill that was, like, a few blocks down, and I went in there and I saw that there was 6 Furbies, like, in-box original. The one I still have, wherever she is, I named her Melissa. Okay, so wherever my Furbies are, but, like, I had 6 of them. I remember carrying them home because I didn't have a car at the time, so I walked everywhere, and I was like, I wonder if this is a good idea or a bad idea. And I just, like, hid them all around my sorority house, and I would just, like, pull really stupid fucking pranks of, like, hiding them, and then people would have to, like, find the Furby. Spoiler, it was an event once. And it was a good time. It was a really good time. So yeah, I'm pretty sure they would have not liked me if they weren't weird too. Let's see. Shout out to Mac Mega. Thank you so much for the $5. Once again, though, super chats are appreciated, but they are not, like, expected. If you want to donate, that's awesome. It goes to art supplies. You guys are the best. Okay, let's see. Would you stream Dragon Quest III Remake? There's a lot of similarities with Dragon Quest monsters, and you can actually catch monsters and recruit them. What? Wait, hold on. Hold on, guys. This is very important. I didn't realize that. Okay, let's look. Dragon Quest Remake. Okay, so it released last year. And I wonder if I can get a Steam key for this. I'm going to message my friend and see, because I would love to stream that then. So yeah, Mac, I'll look into that. I really appreciate it. And yes, I would love to. Let's see, Neo, you have no idea how sororities work. You don't think they have them where you went. Neo, are you in the States, or did you go to an art school? What did you do? Let's see, Nintendo is going to sue. What is Nintendo going to sue for? Let's see. Well, 120 people in one house. You need to set a reservation to use the bathroom. Okay, so not everyone lived in the same house, but it was in the house means like in your club, like in your sorority system, you know, club thing. That was 120, and like there was 6 on campus for girls, so it was like 6, like 120 like houses. But like only like 10 people could fit in the house. But everyone would come in and like pile in, so you would have like a metric shit ton of people, and it's like a lot of energy and in different personalities that you have to like get to know. And unfortunately, oh yeah, they copyrighted Catching Monsters. Workdays, I haven't been following shit, to be honest. I wonder if that will be a Game and Talk or Spawncast conversation to hear other people's thought of things. Right now, guys, just a heads up, I'm farming cards from Taya. So I'm just going to be killing her because that's the strategy that you do to get a better deck. I should be switching out cards right now to, you know, make sure that I have a better deck, but I'll do that in a little bit. Yeah, no, it was cool that I found cool folks. Okay, Fabs, have I seen the new Demon Slayer movie? Hell yeah, I have. I even cosplayed, well, casual cosplayed, when I went to go see it. I love anime. Fun fact, guys, I host an anime club, and it's real cool. Which is basically just Kevin, Alana, and Joseph, which I think is really funny. But yeah, so like we watch a bunch of different animes. Right now we are watching Betrothed to My Sister's Ex, and it is it's like Cinderella with a lot of steps. No, I did not dress up as Nezuko. I did Shinobu. And yeah, okay, so anyways, back to Demon Slayer. I saw the movie, it was really, really good. You know, but like the movie reads more like, you know, it's condensed episodes, because that's literally what it is. And I feel like people, and I had a few friends that definitely did just go and watch it without like having any contacts whatsoever. And so like what I heard from other people, like as a movie, it was kind of like a 7, like animation amazing, but they were kind of confused what was going on. So I kind of wish that they didn't do it in theaters, but it was really enjoyable in theaters, if that makes sense. But I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the next one. I think it's gonna come out in like 2 years, which is gross because I want to watch it now. Let's see. In Dragon Quest there's 3 called Monster Wrangler, and you can encounter monsters and catch them. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. Let's see. You're watching through My Hero Academia right now. Okay, so Fobs, are you caught up with My Hero? Or are you watching it for the first time? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, I've been watching anime since I was like a little kid. For the longest time, like a good 20 years, have been saying that I should make like a My Anime list. to like go through and like talk about all, you know, not talk about, but keep track of all the shit that I've consumed as like, you know, a young adult, child to now, and not child now. And I never did. And now I feel like it's too late because I've just watched way too much shit, you know, like it's just nonstop. And like, I remember like, you know, like with anime in general, I, you know, did the usual pipeline of like watching Pokemon, Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball Z, by the way. Vegeta's like the best character ever. And then also Dead Yamcha. Dead Yamcha is also a great character, in particular Dead. And then, you know, it just kind of like blended through there of like watching like Dot Hack and Rurouni Kenshin and Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho is so good, by the way. That deserves a remake. And Ranma 1/2. By the way, Ranma 1/2 season 2 is coming out on Netflix. I think October 1st or like early first week of October. And it's really good. I love that anime. It's one of my favorite of all time. But anyways, yeah, so I've watched a metric shit ton of anime. And it's really cool because like a lot of my friends that like liked it back then, you know, still like it now. And it's cool to like weeb out with these people. And it's like, remember when we were 11 years old weaving out? And remember when we were also our age now? Hold on, I have a photo and I don't know if it can show on here, but my friend sent it to me and I thought it was so funny. So speaking of one of my friend Alana, she and I have been friends since like we were 11 years old, okay? And like she's very near and dear, kind of like a sister to me. But no, she is a sister to me, let's be honest. And she sent me a photo, if I can find it. And the photo is of me with a Ryoga cosplayer, like a random dude, okay? Like, and I wanted to take a photo with him and I was like really nervous because like, you know, stranger danger, I don't know. And it was really, really funny. And she sent it to me and it was like, man, where did the time go, you know? Dude, I can't find it. Hold on, let's see. Man, I wish I could like search for this shit on my phone and you'd be like, hey Celia, you could totally do that. It's like, nope, my phone, I just tried, doesn't work. Well, I can't find it, but she sent me that photo. I think it's so funny because it's like we're children. We're like literal absolute children. Did I download it? Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to find that. Oh well. You guys believe me. Did I do anything evil? No, I did not do anything evil. Yeah, okay, you guys now know the truth of my photo hoarding. So like whenever I'm like looking for something and I'm just like, you know, it's because I have so many fucking photos on here that like I just can't. Hold on. If I go through my photos of Alana, maybe. God, we sent each other so many fucking cats. Okay, maybe I'll find it though. I did send her a million billion photos at Worlds. She's a friend that I went to Worlds for, and it was really fun. Hold on, let's see. Hold on, guys. Like, now I'm all determined to, there it is. Oh. Hold on, I'm scrolling in me. Look, there's me. I'm 11 here. Don't want to show photos of anyone else, but I think that's so funny, and it's like we're still friends to this day, you know? Sorry, I got sidetracked there. I need an AI search to not include pics that have cat in it. Dude, that would be like most of my photos. Do I have any love for the ocean dub of DBZ? Which dub was that? Was that the one that they played at 4 o'clock on Toonami? If so, I watched the shit out of that. If it's not, I don't know. I don't know the difference between the dubs because I'm lame. I never really paid attention to that. It's very similar to Sailor Moon, where there was a couple versions of the dub. There was the Deke dub, and how I remember that is because I would say Deke really loudly, and I would laugh as a kid. And that one, I think, was voiced by Stephanie Sheh, and she is one of my favorite Sailor Moons. Fun fact, I once met her at an Oscars party, and she was really, really nice. That was the very first dub, then yes, I was a fan of that. Yeah, dude, so many memories, right? Wait, the ocean dub, was that the one where it sounded like they were saying fuck the dragon? If you remember what I'm talking about, or I sound crazy. Let me know. Four Kids was the ocean dub. Okay, then I definitely remember that. Dude, I have like such an appreciation for Four Kids because of the absolute butchery that it was, you know, and like I understand, you know, they wanted to bring anime to, you know, American audiences. And back in the day, I understand that there was localization issues because, you know, for obvious reasons, you know, you can't, you don't want certain things, you know, being introduced to children, but damn, they would pick anime that like are not for kids, like One Piece. Like One Piece is not for children. Like it is very, very violent. And so, and you know, there's a lot of things, there's smoking and there's death and there's a lot of themes in there that just, you know, aren't for children, but they didn't give a shit, and that's awesome. Her name is not Usagi, it's Serena. I mean, like, you know, it's one of those. Yeah, no, Four Kids made me want to get into voice acting. So Celia Lore. A long time ago, I wanted to be a voice actor, but I am not very good at acting, so bad idea there. But I remember I wanted to be, specifically, I wanted to work with the Canadian voice acting studio that worked with Four Kids, just for the fact of how comically bad the dubs were. I was like, I'm not very good, but I think I can do that. But those voice actors are very talented. They're just, you know, you can't outact a bad script, unfortunately. Like onigiri, yeah, okay, so like I understand the thought process behind the localization choices of like, you know, is it onigiri or onigiri? I'm always saying things wrong, but anyways, like it makes sense because like 90s kids like don't know what that is, and like internet wasn't as like popular as it is now, where, you know, if you don't know what something is, you know, you can't just, you know, you couldn't just Google it. You would have to like go into your family computer room and like you would have to physically leave watching the show, which is what they want you to do, is watch the show. So I get them changing things to, you know, to make it so a modern audience would know at the time in the 90s. But now, like, it definitely doesn't make sense to do that type of localization. There's little things, obviously, like with jokes if you're playing stuff or whatever. But like in general, it's like not a big deal. But fun fact, did you know that Yugioh is the reason that Four Kids went bankrupt? Reason being is that they had like this like licensing deal to air the episodes, and that licensing deal expired, and like they didn't renew the contract, and they ended up getting sued into oblivion by the Yu-Gi-Oh company or Konami or whatever. Reason being is because they just kept on airing the episodes, and you can't do that, and they didn't say anything. So they were like, oopsies, you know, we'll find out if we get caught. And, you know, they already were like struggling at that time. And so, yeah, they ended because of Yu-Gi-Oh. It may have not been Konami, but it's the company that owns the IP of Yu-Gi-Oh. Workdays, if you ever made an indie game that includes voices, that would count as voice acting. I know, I feel like it would. But unfortunately, we don't do that. So, you know, c'est la vie. Could nepo my ass in there. In the 90s, not everyone had a computer. You had to open up a dictionary book. I know, whoa, crazy. But it's like, would that be in there? I don't think so, right? Dude, I have no idea what they were thinking by doing that. Because, yeah, no, it was on national TV. So, you know, they should have, I don't know, listened to their lawyers. Is that why they left off whole seasons of some series? Griffin, I'm not sure, because obviously I wasn't in the room for that. But I feel like, you know, there's probably a lot of factors. It's being able to obtain the license. Like, if the licensor found it profitable enough and they're being offered enough money. In addition to that, sometimes some series just you can't, too much would have to be cut away from the series that you can't really localize it. Just, you know, if it's too violent or too whatever, you know, it's a lot, you know, it's a lot of work to bend things together, you know. Pot of Greed, I got Pot of Greed. And then in addition to that, I don't know, there's probably other factors, but I feel like that was one of them. Remind you of Japan sent that letter to Mexico about airing of the DBZ movies. Wait, what happened with that? I don't know what that is. Or not what that is, but what happened there. Pokemon was very violent and had animal cruelty. I mean, that's different. They didn't care about that. It was more of a, you know, we're gonna pot of greed it. Why not? Makes sense why there was a big void of Dragon Ball Z Ocean dub. They picked it up close to Cell Games. Yeah, no, makes sense. I really loved the Cell Games. It was really good. It was some fucked up shit, but it was good. I think that's like the Cell Games are my favorite arc. But I also do really enjoy the early Boo arc, prior to, you know, all the Boo and Android 17, 18 stuff happening. But just them, like, Gohan being a kid and finally getting to, like, enjoy the world. I know we got a little bit of a taste of that in, what's it called? In Super. But, like, I really, like, enjoyed watching Gohan be happy, you know? And like try to be normal and hide his powers and, you know, the usual blah 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 teen shit. I thought that was cool. Side note, so did you guys know that the Shadow Realm is actually something that was made up by the dub? The Shadow Realm, like the Shadow Realm in general, does not exist. That was added in the dub. They're literally playing card games in hell. But they couldn't say that, like, oh yeah, if you burn in hell if you know, do not, you burn in hell if you do not beat the person in the card game. And it's like, yeah, that's not something you can market to children. So they definitely created a mystical place that you get locked in, and it's definitely not hell. I don't know how familiar you guys are with, like, the Yu-Gi-Oh manga or, like, Season 0 as an example. So for context, Yu-Gi-Oh is a gambling game. It is a with real stakes, which are usually death. It's like gambling thriller, I guess would be you'd call it, psychological. And Yami Yugi, you know, the little being that's inside his Millennium Puzzle, is the king of games. And it's not like king of games like, oh yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, the card game. Like, it's no, he's the king of, like, gambling games or any type of game of sorts. Yami Yugi was the best at. And so the thing is, though, is that there was like one or a couple chapters that were focused on the card game that was like centered around Kaiba, which is funny enough. And people really, really liked that. And when the series got picked up, they did a season 0, which is faithful to the manga, but then they also scooted it over, and then, you know, they made season. We call it season 0. It's technically season 1, but it was brought over to the States and distributed internationally. The season 1 of Duelist Kingdom is what we know. But I think it's really funny because, like, you know, the characters were a bit different in season 0 and in the manga. Like, Tristan, for example, instead of being kind of a bad kid thug, like with Joey. He was like the class leader or whatever, class rep, which is something that wasn't really like, it didn't, I guess, translate well into the States, because obviously United States schools or Western schools don't really have class reps that like represent everyone and like keep everyone in line. So they just kind of like diluted his personality into being like, you know, Tweedledee and Tweedledum with Joey, which is a bummer because Tristan's way more interesting as being a goody two-shoes that's like also really conflicted because he's friends with Joey, who likes to get into fights, and they have like an, I joke, enemies to lovers thing where like they both like, you know, grow to understand each other and like initially are kind of enemies. There was this other character that Bakura replaced. She had teal hair, and they all had a crush on her. Teo was still Taya. I don't know. It was much different. But anyways, yeah, but there's like gambling games, and there's like Russian roulette and guns, and a guy falls off a building. Like, he literally mind crushes people, and it's really, really crazy. You guys should check out season 0. It's on YouTube, I think. There's a bunch of really bad dubs, not dubs of it, but like subtitles. It's fan subtitled. So it's a little bit difficult at times, but it is still a very, very good watch. If I'm ever able to find it on DVD or something, I will buy it, but it would probably be, you know, fan made, because I don't think it released past VHS. But you know what we need? We need a remake of that, because that was fucked up and that was interesting. Oh, dude, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm wearing my Yu-Gi-Oh! Shirt. Talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Lore. Fun fact, when the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie released in the States, I went to go see it a bunch of times, and it was a lot of fun. Griffin, you are correct. Kaiba did have green hair, and Mokubo was still a munch, so it was cute. You tried finding it before, but you couldn't. If I find it, I'll like post it on Twitter or something. But yeah, you just type in like Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0. It's very, very good, but it might get taken down, and it makes me sad because that media deserves to still exist. Teacher's pet, right? Like, there are things that would translate for that, but like him like kind of having an authority over the other students and feeling like obligated would be like, you know, it's different, you know, it's a different cultural thing. So I understand that. Did I get all the promo cards? No, I didn't. I did go to it a couple times, so I did get to see it. Let's see, Arcan. Thank you so much for the $4.99. I really appreciate it. You're awesome. Okay, so Arcan Knight, 2,500. If you hold R during rock, paper, scissors, you can speed up the animation of the duel. That's cool. I didn't know that. You thought I was wearing pajamas? Maybe it is pajamas. I don't know. The back of the shirt, here, I can show you guys. If you want to see it, has Yugi on it, and it's real cool. Or I think it's cool. I don't know. Maybe we'll have a PJ party one of these days. Let's see. Your brother worked at the movie theater as the first movie came out and got a bunch of the cards. That's so cool. Do you still have them all? Let's see. You thought I was wearing pajamas. I wish I was wearing pajamas. That's way cooler. Let's see. Your brother worked at the movie. Yeah, that's cool. Teacher's assistant. Yeah, I know. There's like a bunch of things, but meh. I forgot that I was playing this game. Yay, Yu-Gi-Oh! What card should I pick? Should I get Red Eyes Black Dragon, Dark Magician, or Mystic Elf? Oh, definitely. Okay, guys, this shirt is definitely for a 12-year-old boy. So fun fact, guys, you can, if you go to like whatever department store and you pick the size 14, size 12 and 14 tend to be more in the range of a size small, woman's small. So like you'll fit in the shirts no matter what. That's what I do. Whenever I want shirts that are specifically for children. Will I draw something this stream, or are you locked in for this game? I'm happy to draw something. Like anyone that donated, Arcan Knight, what would you like me to draw you? I'm happy to take a break. I forgot that, yeah, donos get drawings. So what would you like? Medallion, I'll pick Red Eyes for you. That sounds good. Let's see. Ooh, what's Follow Wind? That's cool. Let's see, 1,000. Dude, all my cards suck. One of these days, I will make this better. Oh no, my blue eyes, no! Yeah, Blue Eyes White Dragon's really cool. Also, Kaiba's just like a huge dick. Oh, Dark Magician? Okay, so none of these will be good. Reason being is that I'm not very good at drawing to begin with. And then, I've never tried to draw Yugioh characters. So, it's gonna be a bad time. And some might be better than other. Why doesn't anyone pick Little Karibo? Okay, let's see. Or Karibo. Little Karibo is a YouTuber. I met him at a birthday party once. A long time ago, I used to hang out with a lot of voice actor people. Like, I used to hang out in their clique because I was good friends with one of them. And so I got to meet like a lot of really talented people. And yeah, that's why I was at that birthday party. Okay, we're gonna draw his little top. This is not going well, guys. I drew his... This is not going well at all, but I have committed. I have committed to doing this. He kind of looks like a, you know, you guys will see. Man, I sure miss Pokemon. I feel like Pokemon were much easier to draw. I don't even know how to draw the rest of him, but you know, we'll just give it a go. Okay, so this is the Dark Magician. He kind of looks like he's a roly-poly Odie. You know how like where his like mask, like not mask, but like his hood thing, like overcast his shadow. I tried to draw that, but then like the forehead was too big, and yeah. So that is the Dark Magician, but he is focused. He is ready for action. I wrote a question mark because I too am not sure about what that is. So thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate it. Medallion, thank you so much for being a certified gamer for 17 months. You are amazing. It is Shrimp Medallion, like not sorry. It is Shrimp Magician Donut. Yeah, he's a shrimpy little guy, okay? But anyways, the Medallion, thank you so much for being a certified gamer. What would you like me to draw? Life, I do like Digimon. Digimon is great. I can't believe it's been a month since PAX. Oh my god, no, it hasn't been a month since PAX. It's been 3 weeks. Yeah, he's still training. He's working on things. No, this magician is definitely a radioactive shrimp from Walmart. Also, friendly reminder that if you want to keep any of these drawings, like, and you want me to like take a photo for you, I definitely will do that. You just have to DM me on social media, and for your dono, I will give you your drawing. Or as a thank you, or whatever. What Digimon seasons do I like? So I really like Digimon season 1 through 3. I really enjoyed, obviously the first season is great. Reasons for that, you know, they touched on a lot of things that like TV shows at the time didn't. Something to keep in mind is that I only watched the dub, you know, the 4Kids dub or whatever, so everything that I remember is from that lens and from what I've rewatched, to be honest. But in the series, like, they handled like a lot of things, you know. There was depression. They touched on, you know, dealing with your ego and your, you know, and feeling more confident and learning how to have friends, and you know, like there's so many things. Even like they touched on divorce with like TK and Matt. Like, you know, their parents are divorced, and like, you know, they're estranged a little bit too because of it. And so it's really interesting to look at the different facets of the show, you know, the kids being human, but also, you know, going on a magical digital adventure. I just thought it was really unique and fun. And then I really enjoyed season 2, where like they're, you know, they had new characters to it, which was really cool. But then they also had to deal with like, you know, them being not the main characters anymore, you know what I mean? Like it's time to let the new digital kids like take over, and I thought that was like so cool and so well done. And also like continuing the adventure with Kari and TK, and like Kari, you know, with the, I forget what it was called, it was like the Dark Beach or something like that, where it was depression, but then they never touched on that again, which is such a missed opportunity. But there were so many cool things about Digimon. Such a good show. And then season 3 annoyed me because they like, you know, they made it darker, which was cool. But then they were like meta shit where they're like, Digimon's a TV show. And I'm like, don't fucking do that. They just built an entire world, okay? Don't take that away from me. But whatever, it's fine. But it was interesting. I do like showing people who have never watched Digimon the movies that they released in the States. And reason for that was that they were 3 movies that they meshed together for some reason and had like Smashing Pumpkins in it, or Smash Mouth. It was like some band that you wouldn't fucking think about it being there, but it was, and it was full of bops, and that was really cool. Was it Smashing Pumpkins or was it Smash Mouth? Smash something. Oh, draw Luna from Sailor Moon. I could do that one. So fun fact, my favorite character in Sailor Moon is Sailor Jupiter, because she's the best. Also, for donations, if you want me to draw something else that's not Yu-Gi-Oh, we can do that. I am more than happy to draw other things. Okay, Majora, here's Luna. She's a cat. And I'm glad that you didn't ask for Artemis too, because I would have to color one of them in, and that would have been difficult in pen. But yeah, she's cool. Luna, if you aren't familiar, is from Sailor Moon, and she helps not guard, but like guide Sailor Moon to her destiny, and it's real cool. Sailor Mars is really, really good too. I like her a lot. I don't know if you guys watched the Sailor Moon Crystals movie that came out, and I think it was on Netflix. Anyways, they changed it, and they changed the ending of Crystal. Oh, Medallion, I'm so sorry. Sorry. This is for Medallion, not Majora. Medallion. I'm just so used to your Majora's Mask that I called you Majora because of that. I've done that a lot. I'm sorry. So, correction. Your fiance's cat's named Luna. That's awesome. Is it a black cat? Luna is such a good name for a cat. Anyways, okay, so Sailor Moon Crystal's movie, I was so excited to watch it. Like, literally, I invited friends over. I was like, Joseph, Alana, come over. Like, we are playing, or not playing, we are watching this movie, and I was so excited. And yeah, they changed the ending, and it was such bullshit, and I was very mad, because I like, the ending of Crystal, not to spoil anything, okay? But the ending of Crystal is really cool because you get to see like a really cool kind of like action fighting scene. Like it's a good time. And yeah, they fucking changed that. And it wasn't for the better. And like sometimes I'm okay with taking, you know, liberty with things. So you have a different ending. So like it's new and fresh to fans, but it definitely wasn't new and fresh to fans like me. I was not pleased. Actually, Griffin, I don't know if it's different from the manga. I think it's a little bit different than the manga, but it followed it more closely. But I'm talking about the anime, the original anime, which was very good. Sailor Stars wasn't released in the States. And I remember telling all my friends about it, and they're like, oh, what's that? And I'm like, no, it's so good. You guys don't even understand. Chinfire, Serena, and Sailor Mars are your faves. Dude, great choices. I really enjoyed that character too. Or both those characters. I like Serena. Crystal had its ups and downs. Yeah, they were like I had some of the manga. When I say I mean like my older sister did. But like me by extension, okay? And like I never really enjoyed, like the art was beautiful, but like the toothpick bodies like look kind of weird in like animation. It's kind of like when you're watching like Paradise Kiss, for example, and they're like really like tiny, skinny, linky things. It just looks a little like not typically like what I would enjoy. So yeah, I didn't like that they did that in Crystal, but it's okay. It's okay. Anime's so cool though. Should I try to host anime club tonight and watch more anime? Because that sounds fun. Should we activate the trap card? I wasn't paying attention. Let's activate the trap. What was my trap card? Does it do anything? Oh, it does. Okay, cool. I was not paying attention. I mentioned on the Spawncast that new ZA reminded me of Yu-Gi-Oh! Battle City. You know exactly what you mean. Thank you so much, Starry. Like, I appreciate that. Because, yeah, it really, really reminded me of Battle City. Like, that'd be so crazy if you took someone's Pokemon. But, like, that's, you know, honestly, they should have fucking done that. Like, that would have, like, upped the stakes. Because if you keep on losing, then, like, you know, you're all out of Pokemon, and it's like shit, you know? That would have been really, really cool. At work, I've not been paying attention. I did just notice very recently that I am winning. Okay, so, like, my problem with streaming is that, like, I have a hard time multitasking. So either I'm very engaged talking to you guys, or I'm playing a game. I don't know how people who, you know, who are obviously, well, they're more talented than I at this. But it's like one of those things where it's like very hard to like stay on a chain of thought of things, you know? So I don't know if people are good at games and talking. See you with the dub. Yep. It would have been very different if they did that. It would have been very different. I feel like I would have been more sold on ZA. Like, I've heard really good things about it, and like the game's gonna be, you know, it's Pokemon, it's gonna be an adventure, but I don't know how I feel about it. I wish there was darker things. I feel like sometimes they're taking a half step where they could really, you know, go crazy with it. And will they do that? No. But could they do that? Yeah, but they're not going to, which is lame. After ZAO's announced DLC already, you want to skip it. Honestly, I completely respect that. Like, it's such a bummer. Like, it would be different if they announced, like, free DLC. Or, like, they were doing, oh, fucking goddammit. Okay, there we go. Like, if it was, like, free DLC or something, then, like, that would be different. But, like, it just feels like you're trying to profit and you wanted this to be, like, an even more expensive game. I don't know. It just feels real lame. Did Sailor Moon not do well in the States? I think it did well. Like, it was pretty popular and it got a lot of views. Maybe it didn't reach, like, you know, the success of, like, maybe, you know, other anime genres that were getting dubbed and distributed, like Pokemon. But it definitely, you know, had its fandom. I remember when I was in 2nd grade, my Barnes & Nobles did this event where they had cosplayers dress up as all the Sailor Moon characters, minus, like, you know, Rini, and like pretend that they were the Sailor Scouts and answer questions, because it was like a Sailor Moon fan event. And it was so fucking cool, and they never did it again. And it was really funny because, like, I remember everyone asking questions, like, you know, like they were the Sailor Scouts and they had to, like, make up answers. And everyone was always like, oh, where's Rini? And they're like, oh, well, she's, like, you know, in the future, so she's busy. And we're like, oh, okay. And it was such a cool time. And, like, it kind of bums me out that Barnes & Noble never did that again. Because, you know, they should have. Okay, guys, which card one should I do? Dude, Power Rangers was great. I had, not to brag, but in the 3rd grade, I had a Power Rangers birthday party. And all my friends had to pretend they were Power Rangers with me. I don't think they enjoyed it as much as I did, but I had a really good fucking time. I remember I got in a fight with one of my friends, like my best friend at the time. Well, she's cool. Like, she's fine. Now, I still know her. But, like, my best friend in elementary school, me and her got in this huge fight because I really wanted to play pretend Sailor Moon. Like, I really wanted to. I wanted to be Sailor Jupiter. But I wanted to play Sailor Scouts. And no one fucking wanted to play pretend Sailor Scouts with me. And I was like, guys, out of all the pretend games that we've played, like, when have I ever asked for us to do one? And everyone's like, oh, never? And I was like, yeah, so let's play Sailor Scouts. And then they still fucking didn't. Dude, they didn't give a shit. Bitches. It's fine. But that I can't believe I remembered that, dude. That was 4th grade. I was like itty bitty. Favorite Ranger? Obviously the Pink Ranger and also the Yellow Ranger. They were the coolest. Rest in peace. Let's see. The place that had anime figures was EV Games, about 49 minutes. But I remember EV Games. On the back of the figure, you got to see the figure characters that came out in the anime in America. It was like having secret knowledge. That is so cool. Dude, I had a family friend, and his family, his mom would, like, you know, going back and forth from Japan, like they would, you know, because they'd be visiting family. And, like, he would bring me toys and like just random things. I had a bunch of like Japan only merch, and my mom wouldn't let me bring it to school because I was gonna lose it, because I was very irresponsible. So she was very correct to not let me do that. And it sucked because I would tell my friends about things, the same friends that didn't want to play Sailor Moon with me, just, you know, to note, just, you know, we're conning stories. And yeah, they wouldn't believe me. So I have, like, I feel like I have anxiety when I tell people about things still, if people won't believe me. And I'm like, no, it's real. Trauma from that. Just a heads up, guys. That's some Celia lore in my life. Let's see. You recently played this game and beat it. It's a grind, but it's fun. Dude, it is such a grind, but it's fun. Here, I'll pick Red Eyes. Oh, got a giant soldier of stone. That's nice. Frenzied Panda. Dude, I feel like in the original Yu-Gi-Oh, we had such a you know, limited set of cards that like we had to get really fucking creative. I used to have a zombie chip deck, and that was like my thing. Let's see if I can build it in this. Okay, but like half the fun isn't being cringe, you know? Like it's just kind of like one of those things where it's like super exaggerated and, you know, it's for kids. Yeah, dude, all the Rangers are cool. The Green Ranger. Question. Yeah, because I know the Green Ranger passed away. If I'm remembering correctly, from like one of the seasons. I think it was the first season. Didn't that guy, wasn't he the one that was at Comic-Con that got threatened by the crazy guy? Because he thought he was like... I wish I was remembering the story right. There was a guy that like decided in his head that he was the enemy of the Green Ranger. Like the real Green Ranger, like the actor who like had no fucking idea who this person was, Green Ranger. And yeah, like thankfully the crazy guy told someone and then they took it seriously and like fucking got him out of there and like arrested the guy. But like that's terrifying, man. Okay. Sometimes the fandom was mistaken. No, seriously. Let's see. Saban had TMT live action show. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, they definitely did crossover. Remember? Okay, if I am remembering that episode correctly, or movie or whatever it was like the Power Rangers and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were like looking at each other, like Spider-Man pointing, and they're like, "Wait, you were a TV show? Like that's crazy, right?" Like they're like, "You're real?" And they're like, "No, you were a TV show." Or did I just make that up in my head? But I feel like I remember them saying that in the episode. It's so brave. Yeah, I know, dude. It's really sad when like a lot of actors that we saw growing up pass away. And it's kind of just like a reminder of like time is moving because like oh fuck. Boo. It's just kind of a reminder of like our own mortality and, you know, like we look at those people from like a childlike innocence of things. And, you know, it's like you never expected something to happen to them because they've always existed, you know, in your ether, you know. No, that's real. Okay, Spiral, I am remembering correctly. Uh-oh, I'm having a bad time. Do you ever watch, let's see, the Power Rangers ripoff VR Troopers Beetleborgs? No, I didn't, but that sounds rad as fuck. Let's see, your childhood literally died back in 2022 because of Kenneth Conway. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, there's a lot of that. And like, it's unfortunate. For obvious reasons. Wait, do I? Okay, hold on. Yeah, I do. 12 feet tall, welcome to the stream. Good to see you guys. Yeah, depression is invisible. And it's sad. It's really, really sad. Okay, no, it's not perfect. Dude, I love 90s. I love 90s after school television. There were so many good shows. Okay, some of them were Saturday morning. Did you know that like kids don't have Saturday morning cartoons anymore? Dude, I used to get up so fucking early to watch all the cartoons. So at, I think it was 5:30 in the morning, Garfield and Friends would be on Channel 7. So like that would start my day. And then from 6 o'clock to 7, there really wouldn't be anything. So like I would like go and play like Neopets and RuneScape during that hour of time. And then I would come back from the computer room and I would watch, like, the first thing was like Jackie Chan Adventures, and then we had Pokemon at 8:30, and then we had, I think it was like back-to-back Pokemon episodes, which was like what I really tuned in for. And then there was like other ones, and I would like switch back and forth. Like, dude, every Saturday was like my Super Bowl of like watching different fucking shows, man. And I would like switch back and forth from different, like from Fox Kids and like watch One Piece and Shaman King and like Cubics and like Fighting Foodon. If you guys remember Ultimate Muscle, I loved Ultimate Muscle. And Kirby Back at Ya. Dude, I watched like, I watched way too many cartoons, but it was a really, like, it was a really good time, and like, I miss it. Like, I miss being a kid. Not to get all sad, but you know, being a kid was fun, man. Especially like in the 90s, where like the world was much quieter, you know? Nice. Did I see the Sonic Racing commercial? No, I didn't, Ricardo. I'll check that out. Dude, I remember the computer room. Like, yeah, I remember when like obviously I have my office, which is technically like my computer room, but like having a designated room for like where the computer was, and like that was like the dedicated space for it, was like such a, I don't know, it was cool. Because then, you know, you had separation from the internet. And like now, like we carry it around in our pockets and you like can't escape from it, you know? I used to go like on homestarrunner.com a lot when I was a kid, and like Funny Pictures or funnyjunk.com, which is kind of an inappropriate site at the time for me to be looking at that, but whatever, it was fine, it was fine. It was a good time, man. Let's see, you remember Anime Section Toonami, Jetix for Disney? Yeah, dude, I used to watch all this stuff. Remember Lloyd from Jetix? I remember there was Lloyd in Space. There was Peanut Butter and Jelly Otters. I liked that show a lot too. I also used to watch Recess, but that was more just like the Disney Channel. Trogdor. Okay, okay, so Teen Girl Squad, you know, Teen Girl Squad, or like whatever they said it like, is a part of like my fucking personality. Like the ugly one, and then they'd be like, arrows, and like she'd get hit. That is my personality. Like, that's what I find funny. I think that like I looked at that and was like, okay, this is who I am as a person from like now on. And it was a really good time. But yeah, Teen Girl Squad. Whenever I have like a group, okay, so this is a really silly thing, but like, you know, I've always like wanted that like really cool, you know, friend group of girls that like, you know, went to the mall and, you know, talked about boys, you know. And so like whenever like I made like a friend group, I'd be like, oh, Teen Girl Squad. And like that's a joke I've used for like my entire fucking life. Except my girl squad, we're all cool and we really like each other and we're friends. But yeah, it was a good time. But yeah, that and the cheat, that's cool. And like, I don't know, I love Homestar Runner. Dude, Funny Junk was nuts. Like, I watched, you know, that was my introduction to that, and then like E-Bombs World. Then I remember in 6th grade, it was my 6th grade birthday party. I had a sleepover, okay? And at midnight when it like hit my birthday, my friend Alexis, at the time, she was like, it's time that I show you Happy Tree Friends. And I was like, what's that? And oh man, did I regret watching Happy Tree Friends. Oh, and then more context. She got me, was it Alexis or was it Sarah? You guys don't know, but okay, I might be mixing up friends, but I remember both of them being in on this. And they got me this Flippy, which is a Happy Trees Friends little squirrel guy or chipmunk guy that like would have like war flashbacks and like start murdering out of nowhere. Yeah, they got me a little sweatband of him and they're like, we'll show you later, because I didn't know what it was. And yeah, at midnight they showed me that, and it was real funny. And yeah, man. Yeah. That was a lot. That was a lot. And I am squeamish, so it was not a good time. So G4 TV, I watched a little bit of it. I was a bit too young for G4, which is funny, but like I remember like things from it, you know? And like I remember there was a gaming show, like I think on like Spike, or maybe they all were on Spike, but like I vaguely remember stuff, which is just really funny because like I should have not been watching any of that. But it's like I had an older sister, and like, you know, she's a few years older than me, so like she started watching things, and so of course I would start watching things because, you know, she thought it was funny, so therefore I had to find it funny. Like I remember watching Adult Swim, you know, way too young, and like I remember my cousin and I, we would watch South Park. Shout out to Ross. Me and him would watch South Park in his room on mute, and like we'd have the subtitles, and so like we would be laughing, you know, because kids being kids, not understanding jokes. We saw those funny cartoons doing funny things, and it was a crazy time. You never watched G4, only heard of it because of the revival. Yeah, it was definitely a very different time. A lot of the jokes on old G4, some of them just don't land anymore. But at the time, like, you know, it was gamer television, which was really unheard of the time. So it definitely, there was a point and place for that, you know. Let's see, you had Electric Playground in Canada. Victor did that show, right? I know him. He does a YouTube channel now. Let's see. Not only did you make a bunch of money, but you also met your third wife. Okay, cool. I feel like, Roger, I am missing context. Well. Roger, when Sue was a little girl, you were in your 20s, driving a truck, a Halberd over Iraq. Whoa! Yeah, okay, Roger, I am so glad that you made it home. And, like, that's cool that you got to meet your third wife. That's awesome. I'm really happy for you. Hopefully you guys are still together. If so, mazel tov. Yeah, Victor Lucas. Yeah, I know Victor. He's very nice. He's a good guy. I've talked to Tommy Tallarico a couple times back in the Hyperkin days. He DM'd me and I didn't know who he was, so I like responded. But I don't really know him. But I know he's been in some controversies or whatever. And yeah, Keely was in it. Oh, Keely. He's a funny guy. Yeah, no, it's because he reached out. I think that was like pre-Amico scam that he was doing, or like he was trying to figure out something. And like that's back when like I worked at Hyperkin. And so, you know, like a lot of the retro people, like I would, you know, respond to. That's why, like, for an example, like, you know, I met Sean because he had reached out to me about when the Retron GB or whatever the fuck we called it. It was like the Game Boy that never came out. And Sean had messaged me after, I think it was like CES, asking me if he could get a review copy of that. And I was like, dude, like, that's the only one and it's a proof of concept. So, like, no, I don't have any. Because I would get one too. I would want that. And then he's like, oh, well, keep me on the media list, you know, if you know, you ever do get one. And I was like, okay. And then we, like, stayed friends. So, like, I would respond to other retro people. Because, like, sometimes I became good friends with them. Like Sean, for example. Let's see, you remember runs with Victor Lucas. So my funny story about Victor is that Sean and I did an interview with him pre-Arby's announcement for Shovel Knight. For context, Shovel Knight did a Arby's campaign. And the thing is though, is that when we were doing that contract deal with Arby's, Sean as a joke, did a, what's it called? He made his background Arby's, like on Skype or whatever. Not Skype, why did I say Skype? That's old. On Zoom and like Discord and all that. He was like, his background was always Arby's and he thought that was really funny. And it wasn't announced yet. And I remember that like we went on an interview with Victor and he was like talking to us and he was like, oh man, your background's Arby's. And he's like, Sean was like, yeah. And then, Victor was like, you should do a collaboration with Arby's. And like Sean and I, you can see us like freeze for a second. because obviously like we're live like on stream, and we were like, holy shit. Are we about to leak this right now? You know, like we didn't mean for that to happen. And then we were like, ha ha ha, just kidding. And it was like a funny little transition. But you can see for like a split second of both Sean and I like having fear in our eyes as that almost got leaked. I can't believe I didn't like look at his background and go, you should probably change that. Like I just didn't think about it because I just got so used to seeing it, you know? Dude, the Arby's collab was really, really fucking funny. Like we literally were like, we have one weekend for the amount of money that they gave us, one weekend to like put together whatever the fuck we're gonna put in the game for that. And that's it. You know, we're not wasting any more development time on this. And it was such a funny collab because we're like, yeah, we're like, you know, IP shilling it out. So like, how can we show this in a way that it's so lampshaded, like we're given money to do this, it's funny. And so we had a lot of fun just making jokes and being silly with that. It was a really, really good time. Oh, Roger, I'm sorry. That's a bummer. My heart goes out to you. Let's see. Oh, you didn't like him back then? He was a anti-Nintendo guy. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's like so many people in the gaming sphere that like sometimes it's hard to like get caught up on like everyone's career with things, because like sometimes like I don't know, like, so it's good to get tea about what's going on. Hold on, we find out what time anime club is tonight, because that will depend how long I will stream for. You haven't heard of Tommy until the Miko scandal? I like forgot about him until then, because I don't know, like, so the only things I know about Amico Vision is that when I worked at the Hyperkin booth, people would come up while I was demoing the Retron 5 and go, Amico? Like, they would just point at me and say Amico. And like, initially, I didn't know what the fuck that meant, but because, you know, like, that was way before my time with gaming. And then eventually I found out about it and I was like, no, Amico. And they'd go, you should do that. But the thing is though, is that like Amico games in general, like are not widely distributed. Like the market for that is a very niche community. So like it wouldn't have been, you know what I mean? I don't know. And let me message Joseph. Cool. Hi Salt, it's good to see you. Dude, I loved your video on Twitter. Shout out to Saltero. They shared a Mina video on Twitter and I watched it like 12 times. And like, was it because I was sleepy and I was just mesmerized by it? Possibly. But I really did enjoy it. You thought you were trying to say friend right now. For what? Sorry, my brain is cheese. I don't remember what I said. Oh man, you guys are gonna find out eventually that I'm just like consistently a sleepy guy. Anyways, rewinding. So yeah, so Hyperkin, they'd point at it and go Amico, and I'd go no. And yeah, that's like my whole relationship with Amico. But also I found out that like my best friend in the whole wide world, I love her so much. She's like my ride or die person ever. Her dad worked on a bunch of old games, and some of them were for the Amico because he's a programmer. And I had no idea about that, and I was like, oh my god, like that's so cool. She gets sometimes referenced in stuff when I'm at work. She's great. Wow, 5 hours. Dude, you know, people like don't realize, like even for like the shortest of little things, like how much time it takes. Like it's crazy, but I really appreciate it and I really enjoyed it. Will I be giving away that Mina plush, or that's exclusively mine? So that one is mine. That is a production sample. So a lot of the time when you guys like see like things that I have that are like Shovel Knight related, a majority of the time that's the production sample that's shipped to my house that I have to approve. I also have a bunch of ugly ones. You know, it's just kind of one of those things that I acquire. So no, I will not be giving that one out. Eventually, like, you know, we will bring to retail, not exactly that plush because the accessories that are with it are a backer exclusive. But like we'll be bringing some stuff to retail eventually. So just hit me up then, Medallion. It's weird how many people you know who are related to Miko thing. Yeah, dude, like it's like a small community, but it's like a proud community. Wait, what is this card? Magic Jammer. Yeah, you don't get no graceful charity. Yeah, it is cool. But yeah, no, so a lot of the time, like in silly things that I post at work, fun fact, like if I need to use someone's name like as a throwaway name, I will use my friends' names. An example of this is like, you remember like a couple years ago, I did a Valentine's Day event where like we would rename, if you submitted your ex's name, we would rename Betos as it in-game, and then you could kill them and it would be like, you know, squashing your ex. So when I was, what's it called? When I was, you know, for the trailer of that, like I needed a bunch of names. And if you look at all the names, like it's like my nephew, it's my best friend, it's like one of my other dear friends, like it's Kevin, like the names in there are just everyone I know. And I think it's funny. Like I just do that. You are a Vito. I should do that again for like next year's Pocket Dungeon in-game event. I feel like that will probably be the last year that I do that. So I should probably make it a, like, plan big for it, you know? For context of like those types of events. Oh shit, I wasted an attack. Oh well, it's fine. For context of those events, I tend to like, I'll pitch an idea to the team and I'll like find out the workload of what that is. And if it's approved, like it's like, you know, less than like a couple days of work, then they let me do it. And it's real cool. Just this most past year, I was really busy. I had some family stuff. And so I just didn't feel like making the event, to be honest. So I didn't. The fact that your dad he's affixing a divot guy is wild. Such a great line of cinema. So Spyro, yeah. Okay, so for context, my dad was an actor. He worked in the film industry. My mom also worked in the film industry for a bit. And yeah, so the reason why that he was there in that, for example, was that he was friends with the director of Space Jam, and basically he was going to get lunch with him. And then the guy that was hired for that role, I guess was drunk on set or something. And so basically what happened was like, the director was like, hey, like do you want to do it? And Dad's like, yeah, like he's an actor, fine, Dad's funny. So he knew he would do it like a really good job with it. So yeah, I get $1 every time you guys watch Space Jam on TV. My dad was best known for Head of the Class, like In the Line of Fire, Ruthless People. He's done like, he's on original ER, he was on Hill Street Blues. Like he's been in like a metric shit ton of movies and TV shows during his career. Let's see, is this how you tell everyone I was an extra in Space Jam? I was not an extra in Space Jam. My dad was a walk-on speaking role or whatever, guest role. Yeah, so I was not. I did do print and commercial work when I was younger. I was in a Taylor Swift Panasonic commercial or whatever, Panasonic like camera commercial. And that was a national commercial. Like in Best Buy, you could see my face, like I was like a crowd person or whatever. So that was something I did. I did a few things. I also did some VO for anime. That was another thing I did. But that was like incidental, so it was like nameless shit. But yeah, I've done a little things. Yes, you got to meet Newman. But like, you know, my dad like starred on a bunch of stuff, you know, like Ruthless People, you know, he was like one of the main characters with like Bette Midler and Danny DeVito. Like he knew those people. Like my dad was a working actor, and he, you know, he got to do a lot of really cool things, and that was like kind of really cool. Because like when I was a little kid, like I didn't understand like the concept of like people being recognized on TV. Like I didn't understand that. So like people would like walk up to my dad to like say hi to him, you know, and like get a photo, not get a photo, but like disposable camera photo, or like get him to sign something usually. And I didn't know like what that was. I thought they were just friends with him and they were saying hi. And like I just didn't know that like that was like a thing, you know? And then like, you know, in school, like a lot of kids were like actor kids. And so like it just didn't click for a little while. I don't know. But I was like the normie. So maybe I was less cool. I'm very nonchalant. I don't know if you're making fun of me or not. I'm just giving Celia lore. It's funny because you're basically my version of knowing Danny DeVito. No, I don't. I never got to meet Danny DeVito. That was way past my time. But apparently he was a really nice guy. But I feel like that's like when you talk to anyone who like is from LA. Like, you know, if you're from LA, like you're connected in some sort of, you know, kind of thing. And it's because everyone moves here for like whatever, and then, you know, it kind of just like lines up, you know? Because I feel like a lot of things like name drop. Because like there's a lot of like famous people that like went to my high school. Like nothing that like I was a part of, but like I went to, yeah, they were like really successful, and it was like, holy shit, man. Or maybe famous in the sense of I thought that they were famous. Well, no, they were like well known. They were on TV and movies and stuff. I wonder what means your Kevin Bacon number is significantly lower. Yeah. Hold on. Okay, if we see what Kevin Bacon is to my dad, then we'll find out. Was Kevin Bacon in ever a movie with Robin Williams? If so, or Danny DeVito? Wait, okay, found it. In 1981, Private Benjamin. My dad was on that show, and then I think Kevin Bacon was also on that, according to Google. Was he? I'm on IMDb right now. I can't really search. I'll find that for you, Donut, because that would be really interesting. But also probably. Andy Kaufman. Oh, did I go to high school with Adam Sandler's kid? No, we're not the same ages. But my connection to Adam Sandler is that my best friend, the one I was talking about earlier, she used to work at this massage parlor, like as like a secretary or whatever, like the front desk person. And Adam Sandler's wife would come in there like all the fucking time. And she would just see Adam Sandler, you know, like, cause like he'd be like with his kids picking up his wife or whatever. Just, you know, being a dad, yelling at his kids in front of the, the store. And so that's my Adam Sandler story. But apparently he's really, really nice. You find it extremely weird seeing anyone in your high school in TV or movies? It's not weird. So there is this girl, and she was in my art class, the same art class that I learned in 2009 for the drawing. Anyways, and she went to high school, like with me, and like I knew that she was a voice actor, like she did acting and singing and stuff, and she was like in a bunch of Disney shows, but like I didn't watch TV then, so like I didn't really know. And it wasn't until I was at Comic-Con, at an Adventure Time panel where like I saw her like go on stage because she voiced Marceline, and I was like, Olivia, like what the fuck? Like why are you on stage right now? That's so weird. And like that was like such a fucking like like moment of like I didn't realize that she was like that, you know what I mean? I don't know. For a good while I didn't have cable or anything, like all through high school and stuff, so I just didn't know, you know. And maybe that was for the better. Maybe that's why they liked me, because I didn't fucking know. Such a weird time. Yeah, this is my lore. I live in California and film industry stuff, you know. Let's see, you're in Rhode Island, so the most famous person you would see is my mom. My mom, fun fact, she was in pageants for like Miss Rhode Island and stuff when she was young. And then she starred in a defunct movie called $1 Million Mystery, which was like a predecessor to Rat Race in the 80s. And basically that movie was supposed to be like, everyone was expecting it to be a big hit. But then like a stunt actor passed away, unfortunately, on set, like, 'cause there was a big accident that happened. And so it took all the budget, because they sued, obviously, for obvious reasons. And the set was found liable for obvious reasons. You know, someone fucking passed away. And so they, like, spent all the money to, like, market it. So it, like, wasn't able to open up in as much theaters. And, yeah. But, like, somewhere on the internet, you know, it exists. I used to have the big... I should buy it and reframe it. The big, poster for that. It was really cool. And the guy ended up being really fucking crazy, but like Eddie Denzel, he was the voice of Mandark. He co-starred with her on that. Like they were a married couple and they were like two nerds. Really funny movie. It dragged on a bit, to be honest, but that was just 80s pacing. And why did I do that? I would not like to destroy my card. But yeah, it's like a silly movie. Okay, Harrison Ford, Air Force One. That's so cool. Fun fact, Harrison Ford, like 2 weeks before the Game Awards, almost hit Kevin with his car. That's my Harrison Ford story. We were very upset. That was like in Santa Monica. That's funny. That guy should not be driving. Like, he should not. He is getting too old. And Kevin didn't die, he's fine, but it was very scary. Let's see, that movie's loaded. We're B+ actors. Yeah, B+ indeed. Yeah, like literally, like we were joking in the Game Awards audience. We were like, hey, like didn't that guy almost hit you with your car? Like his car? And it's like, yeah, you had to get snacks. I know, you almost killed him. Oops. That would have fucking sucked. But like, I don't know, I feel like if he killed Kevin, then I would have gotten like a pretty big payout, but I would prefer Kevin to be alive, to be honest. Let's see. Let's see. I'm an A+ storyteller. Sony, for all the things that you were telling me, I feel like you're making fun of me. Because I feel like my stories are very sporadic because I have ADHD. So either you're right there with me and we're just vibing together, or you're making fun of me. Let's see, you think crashing that thing he'd stop? No, you would think. Let's see, your dad did modeling as a kid, and the closest thing you got to Hollywood role was in Santa Claus vs. the Martians. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. So he was in that movie. Was he like a unnamed character? Is he Screen Actors? Like, is he a part of SAG? Is he one of the chosen one? Like, I want some more lore, Spyro. That's so cool. Pony Steve, you've been laughing for the last 10 minutes. Well, I'm glad that you're enjoying this because I am a goofy little guy just doing goofy little things. I really appreciate that. Yeah, like life is really cool, you know? Like it's always a silly little adventure, and I'm glad that you can appreciate that. Let's see. Hey Medallion, isn't Brett coming home? Is he? Is Brett okay, Medallion? What's going on there? What's the lore? Let's see. You watched the MASH episode with my dad like the other day. Yeah, dude, isn't that so cool? So funny story about, not funny story, but like, so my dad, that was like not early into my dad's career. Because my dad before did like 25 years of like stage, like on the Fairmount Theater and like in New York and in Georgia and like all those things. Okay. And then, you know, he went to LA, with one of his like movie actor friends that like ended up being pretty famous for a little bit. And, he like was just starting out. Okay. And then he like got a reoccurring role on MASH. And he literally was like, dude, I think I'm making it, you know, like, oh my God. And then like that season was like the last season of MASH. They were like, yeah, after this it's done. And dad was like, fuck. Because he was really hoping like that was going to be, you know, MASH is huge. Like this is going to be the breakout thing, right? Nah. Poor dad. Poor dad. He tried, you know, like he really, you know, had a vision for things. And sometimes, you know, it doesn't line up, you know. That's like one of those things where I'm like really, really glad that like I never went into acting. I'm not very good at it. I'm okay. Like I'm like, yeah. But like I'm not to like, you know, the skill that my dad was, you know what I mean? Well, he also had, you know, like 50 years in his craft. Of course he's going to be like that. But anyways, that's besides the point. Because like, it's not like it used to be, which also was like such a fucking hard time unless you were like a Nepo baby to actually break in. But like in general, like, now you're competing with the world and like all the beautiful, wonderful people out there. And it's crazy competitive. And also like when you're filming stuff that like, you know, goes into syndication, you know, they used to like make like 16 series, but now that times are tough, like they're only filming 5, which means like there's less roles to get. And like, I have this really good friend, who's an actor. He's like a working actor, you know, he's like been in a bunch of stuff and like, I'm really proud of him. I've also known him since high school. Very dear friend of mine. He, like, you know, it's tough. And like, even though he's super talented, like, you know, it's sometimes harder, you know, to work. Is this the longest stream? I think it is. I'm killing time until Anime Club. So will you guys have me for a little bit longer? If that's all right with everyone. Because Joseph said, oh, it's our friend. I can't give context for this. But okay, so watch party is at an hour, so Joseph's gonna come over at like 9:30, so we'll hang out for like a tiny bit longer and then I'll go. Yu-Gi-Oh! Marathon when? I would love, okay, maybe what we could do if like, I don't know, if everyone else is cool with it, if we could have like a Patreon like anime club or something where we won't get a strike for watching stuff together, I think that would be really, really fun. Let's see, all of your friends since middle school got into band and music, and one of the guys we knew dropped out of high school for music and moved to Atlanta. Neo signed him. Wow, dude, mine, that's so crazy. That's so cool, man. Congrats to that guy. I know a few people that dropped out for comedy and we were like, okay, comedy. And like now they're successful and I'm like, okay, we're the assholes. So I love that. Were you guys really happy for him or were you a jerk like me? And we're like, oh yeah, sure. Saltero, that's it. So Sandy focuses on like the pixel art in-game stuff. Waz will do like, he also focuses on that stuff with Sandy, but he also has been handling some stuff, other stuff that I can't talk about. And Morgan's our only illustrator and also does concepts. And that's it. Like our team is only 16 people and like, that is it, you know? And not the main 3, like the only 3, like there's no one else. Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! Did a watch marathon? That's cool. Yeah, dude, 16 people. That's literally it. Like, the core team for Mina is 8. Like, And Mina's like a really big game. It's like a lot. It's a lot. Okay. We're like looking at it and we're like, holy shit, guys. Like we are very small, but we are very mighty and we try our damn best. Like it's the same. That's why like I have like 5 jobs too. Like we all, you know, kind of stick together and work on it, you know? Dice. Okay. Any advice on getting over a serious breakup? Without any context besides that, I had my last serious breakup was obviously years and years ago, but like I guess a word of advice for that is that sometimes like it is okay for wait, actually, Dice, could you give me a little bit more context of like what happened in the breakup? Obviously, you don't have to give me any advice, like you know, any like super incriminating details about anything, but just a little bit so I know where to give advice. So I'll go back to your question, Dice, once you give me more context. Adam, weren't you working at Yacht Club Games? What other developer would you want to work at? Oh, if I wasn't working on it, I was like, wait, were I? If I didn't work at Yacht Club, Devolver looks really fun. Inner Sloth is also really fun. Aggro Crab, I've heard is great. Great work-life management. I don't know. It would definitely probably be in the indie space. If I were to go first party, it would probably be PlayStation just for convenience because it's in California and closer to me. But I don't really know. I really love Yacht. It is such a fun place, and it like everyone is very, very close. And I know everyone says that, but like everyone is very close and we have fun together, and like we have a lot of like similar creative vision and humor. And so most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, I am excited to go to work. And I think that's something truly special, you know? Let's see, list the last, make a guest appearance. That would be cool. Was the team smaller for Shovel Knight? So the initial Shovel Knight team was like 5 people. And then as they released, you know, Plague of Shadows, Inspector of Torment, because like that's like when Alec came on and Morgan came on earlier than that, sorry. But like it slowly grew. So the team's been growing for, you know, for the past 10 years. I like to joke that I came on in season 2. I'm going on almost to 6 years at the company, and the company's been, you know, here for like 11 years. So I came in halfway. I'm willing to share sometimes if I'm not too... Okay, dude, like launch time is very exhausting because it just doesn't fucking stop. Because it's like you have to make sure that all the beats are going out at the same time, and you have to make sure also that you're answering interview questions and matching things up. And then in addition to that, you know, you have to keep on sending out the keys because we do that manual shit, and like everything's done internally. So it's not like, you know, you have an agency to work with in this. So I would say I'm not excited for that, just for the sheer huge workload of things. Or if we have to stream in office, because it's always a pain in the ass, because someone, I'm not naming names, switches up things and we never figure out who. But yeah, like it's like someone switches something, so it's always a technical disaster 5 minutes before we're supposed to fucking go on air. But besides that, that's what I'm not excited. But besides that, you know, usually, you know, I'm very stoked because, you know, it's fun. I also get full creative like freedom for like my campaigns and my dumb memes and like everything, where like the team just kind of just lets me go for it, and I'm very lucky because that's not really... Wait, hold on. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna have a bad time. It's okay. Anyways, so yeah, it's a good thing. Let's see. Okay, Dice, you said it's been 3 years and things were good, but you're heading in different directions. Okay, that gives context. So Dice, like, unfortunately, like, you know, life has its paths. And like my dad used to say to me, you know, and this applies to relationships as well, you know, sometimes you have relationships for a reason, sometimes you have relationships for a season, and sometimes it's for life. And unfortunately, you know, this doesn't always mean that these relationships have to end in like a screaming battle or, you know, something horrible has to happen. But like sometimes, you know, it parts, you know, and you know, the branches go to like other things, and you know, and unfortunately it doesn't make sense and serve you guys anymore. And I know that it hurts right now, and it's really unfortunate. One day you're gonna look back on this and, you know, see it as a learning experience and be thankful for the experience, and you know, you'll be in a better spot. Because like, you know, I remember like pre-Kevin, like I dated this guy and like I was like so into him, you know what I mean? And he was just horrible to me. And like finally, like I broke up with him and I felt so much hurt and I was so sad about it. And I look back at that now and it's like, that was, you know, like I get where I was going with that, but like it doesn't hurt anymore because you're looking back. Obviously it's been a long time, but you know what I mean? And I think that I know right now it does hurt and there's nothing I can say or anyone can say to make you feel better. But I think that focusing on things and focusing on the positive of thankful for the experience of it and wishing them the best and just keeping yourself busy as the pain goes down. It's kind of like, I think Reddit has described it as like the bouncy ball theory or whatever, where you imagine a small box and there's a button in it and there's a bouncy ball and the box is really small at this time. So like it's hitting that button, which is the pain button, a lot. But then as the box gets bigger, it starts to miss, you know, and then, you know, sometimes it'll hit it where it'll hurt. But then like as the box grows and time goes on, like it very rarely gets hit and you don't feel hurt anymore. I don't know, I'm just rambling, but I wish you the best and my heart really goes out to you during this hard time. Go hang out with friends, you know, just sit outside and enjoy the sunshine. There's a lot of beauty to life, even though it feels there's a lot of hurt right now. Okay, let's see. Just think of how much money it costs to produce MASH. Yeah, dude, like, holy shit, it must have been so fucking expensive for them and it was really, really hard. You're where Dig and Pocket Dungeon were co-worked with Vine and Nitro. Correct. So, oh, no. Saltero, those are spin-off games. So the main artists on there, I don't remember for Dig who's the main artist on that, but on the Pocket Dungeon side, let me pull up his screen name real quick. So, okay, Michael and yeah, Michael. He is the best and only artist, I think only artist on Pocket Dungeon. He's incredible too. So different people, different teams. Let's see, 500K per episode. Dude, like my dad's peak, like he was so underpaid for that in comparison. Dude, we could have been rich. Dude, if he landed Seinfeld, that would have been crazy. He didn't even audition for Seinfeld, but imagine if he landed that. I always joke that, like if my dad got all the shows that he auditioned for that he didn't get, like one of them, for example, was Scrubs. He auditioned for that. He was considered for the old guy. What's his name? I don't remember his name right now. He was considered for that role, but like my dad was apparently like too funny on it. Like he said that the line's too silly because he wasn't like a mean old guy. He was like, you know, my dad. You know, he's a silly guy. But like, dude, we would have been so rich if he got that. That would have been wild. But also, I would have been different. I probably wouldn't have gotten to games. I probably would have done something. I don't know. Yeah, Ricardo, I agree with you. It's okay to be selfish while you're going through pain. Just relax and enjoy your life. Let's see. The art for Pocket Dungeon is so good. Dude, Scrubs was great. It was a really, really good show. I made the mistake of watching it too close to after my mom died. And I got really traumatized from it. I'm such an idiot. I like, we were talking about, like, it was like a week after she passed. And like Joseph and Kevin and I were talking about like, you know, things. And Kevin had mentioned he never saw Scrubs. And I was like, oh my God, we have to watch Scrubs. But like what I forgot is that there's a lot of fucking death like all the time in that show, and like, you know, the beeping and all, you know, and I always got a little traumatized, and, you know, I had to relive that one. And so, and it was like so soon after that. So, I think I'm not gonna watch Scrubs for a while, to be honest. Oops. Some real cool trauma real quick, you know? Okay, let's see. Harpy Lady. Thanks. Hi, Scythus. It's good to see you. Yep. Playing the bangers. I'm gonna lose, so I think I'm just gonna restart this one. And let's like redo my deck, because I feel like I'm just struggling. Yeah, Kelso, that was the character that my dad auditioned for, but he didn't get, which is fine. But we could have been rich. Imagine for me not have to pay for my house. Oh yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Weekly. It sends to Duelist and you get a card. Hell yeah. Dude, that's an insane amount of star chips for that level of card. Okay, let's go to my main deck. Okay, we are gonna send that to my trunk. I'm hearing Schmutz meow at me. Dude, he gets so bummed out. Oh, and Sony, like, no, don't get sad. Like, it's okay. It's like, you know, it's part of life, unfortunately. You know? Anyways, dude, I hate in the early game, it's like so hard to have like a good functioning deck, you know? Boo. Dude, my cat stationery does look like Schmutz. So I remember I mentioned earlier that my what's it called? Like my no buy free group from Facebook. So they someone was giving away like a bunch of, they like posted that they were clearing out this house, and you know, it was anything and everything was free, you know, and I like went in there to like see, you know, what was going on, you know. And this, like, the old lady that like used to live there, she had a bunch of cat stationery, and otherwise it was going to get thrown away. So the only thing I took from the house was just a bunch of cat stationery, because I could tell that she loved it. And so in my head, I was like, this is important, obviously, because she collected so much of it. So I think it should get used. So I took it. And so I use it for cards and things. Like whenever I send my friend something, I use that stationery, you know. I also have like a bunch of other ones, and that was cool. Let's see, how do I manage to do so much and have ADHD? Okay, so Kami, yeah, I also am not medicated. And when I was younger, I used to struggle like a lot. To be honest, I was the kid that like wouldn't fucking do their homework, and like, you know, I would take notes and I would pay attention to class. So like my testing, you know, or whatever we did in class, like I would be able to kind of do, or like I would retain it. But when I went home, like I'm gonna play fucking video games, and my parents were mildly irresponsible, so they like didn't check if I did my homework. They'd be like, oh, okay, she's done. Okay, she took care of business. My dad would always say, taking care of business. I definitely did not take care of business. Pokemon was my business. Anyways, and so, yeah, I just wouldn't fucking do it. So I had really, really bad grades in school. Oops. Didn't really care about that one. And then I think, like, it changed in college, and it's because I drink way too much coffee. And so it's kind of like self-medicating, but also I kind of have just like a routine of like, I give myself 3 hours to work on this, and that's all I'm going to work on it. So it becomes kind of a hyper-focus game. And then what I do is I will find a song with like a high BPM, and I'll play it on repeat. So like, you know how, you know, when you hear a song and you're like, fuck yeah, this song. So I listen to that on over and over and over and over and over again. And when I do that, it kicks in hyper focus, and then I can like sit and work, and but the problem with that is that when I kick in hyper focus, I have a really hard time like easing off of it. So like nothing else matters except what I'm doing that. So like, I'll forget to eat or like whatever. Or like I'll get really, really annoyed if like Kevin pops in being like, hey, how's it going? I'll get really pissed at them being bothered. But besides that, I just kind of, I do my best. And then sometimes, I just have ADHD paralysis and it's kind of a struggle. So I just kind of force myself to I'll like write out a list about like, like from top to bottom of like all the tasks I need to do that day. And I will do the task I do not want to do the most first. And then once that's done, you just kind of get better into things, Yeah, dude, Dice. It's listening to things that like just get you into your daily jam. Like it's just kind of finding tricks to trick yourself. Would using medication probably help better? Most likely, to be honest, it probably would. But this is just how I do my things, and it's because I didn't get my formal ADHD diagnosis until I was an adult, because I was I've always had ADHD, obviously, and, I have social issues sometimes and like, social cues and sensory issues. And I was like, okay, what is wrong with me? Not wrong, but I just wanted reasons to like know what I am, and then like using tools for that, Oh yeah, Medallion, you're fine. Like I'll answer if I'm not doing anything, because like sometimes, like I'm pretty free, and then sometimes I'm very busy. What examples of songs? I don't want to tell you guys. That'll be for another stream. I will listen to things like some Eurobeat shit, or like I'll listen to. Remember Nightcore? Oh God. Okay, I'm telling you guys. I won't tell you exactly though. You don't get to know exactly. If you know what Nightcore is, or like they speed up the music and it sounds like a chipmunk and it's just playing, I'll listen to that, and it fucking like, okay, the thing is though, is that I don't hear it when I'm doing it, and I won't hear it, but like it'll just be in the background and it just gets rid of all the noise, if that makes sense. But also, there's like a couple songs that I really, really enjoy that I'll listen to. As the World Caves In is one of them. Ash, Moral of the Story is also another one that I listen to on repeat. Oh, Nightcore. Oh God, don't look at it. God, it's such anime trash. It's basically edits of songs, and they like, remember the whole thing where they would like speed it up and it'd be sound like kind of like a chipmunk thing, like Anime Girl sounding. That's what that is, and it like kicks in my hyper focus, so I would just listen to different ones and it like would make sense. Have I heard any of the Eurobeat Disney albums? No, I haven't, but I'm going to. Like, that sounds so fucking sick, man. No, I don't listen to Alvin and Chipmunks, but it sounds like that. I don't want to show you guys. It's so embarrassing. But like, it's what works for me, okay? Like, so whenever you see a press release or anything Shovel Knight or Mina related, know that that's like what I'm jamming to as I'm fucking making this. Oops, it's who I am as a person, and these are my choices. It's oh yeah, not the hit TV show Night Court. Very different. It's like not good music. But, this is just what I do in my life, It's just one of those things. Let's see what's going on. Anything else you guys want to talk about before I log off? Oh yeah, no, it's just fucking stupid. Okay, Is there something I've listened to? Let me just pull up TikTok. Nightcore. I don't even know what this one is. Come on. Okay, you know when they like sprayed it up? It's so embarrassing. I don't know if you guys picked that up, but I don't want to get talked in here. Let's see. Dude, Jake is awesome. I guess it could be your new signing off. No, it could. And then the whole stream just gets completely struck. Okay, guys. So on that note, I appreciated hanging out with you guys. Oh no, what the fox says is too annoying for me. But it was a core part of my personality in the what was it? What came out in like 2013, I think it did. Like it was like one of those, you know? But anyways, yeah, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I have to go finish cleaning my house for this weekend, and I have anime club coming up, so I'm gonna go watch Betrothed to My Sister's Ex. It's actually a really good one. It's like Cinderella with extra steps, but I'm really enjoying it. Okay, guys, I appreciate you all. Have a great rest of your evening. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. We'll see you next week, okay? And I'll see you on the Spawncast this Saturday. Or maybe I won't.